just a couple of minutes to let people join our meeting. Okay. So I'll just do this. Okay. Okay. I think we can start, Tavia, if it's okay for you. Welcome,
Yes, sure.
guys.
Hello, welcome to everybody.
Hello. It's always nice to see you here. Of course, I don't see your face, but I hope to see you soon here in Milan. So today we will have this webinar with Rental Milan. This webinar is organized by the International Students Office. And the aim of the webinar is helping you to understand how the housing world works in Milan. Today in particular, we have Ottavia, that is owner of Rental Milan. So it's a great occasion for you for making questions, especially at the end if you want, or you can just raise your hand, write in the chat and ask, for example, like suggestion on how, which areas are better, I don't know, when to rent, these kind of things. So I leave the floor to Ottavia. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Kate. Hello to everybody. I believe you are quite excited for your experience, incoming experience in Milan. It will be challenging, but also a great life experience, I'm sure. I'm the manager of Rental Milan. I manage about 90 apartments on rent since 2007. They are rented mainly to international students and it's not possible to rent rooms in shared apartments, but only the entire apartment. As I rent out the apartments mainly to students, I want that they can be 100% sure about the price, so how much they are really paying. And it's also very good to know for their families. So in each listing, you can see the exact all-inclusive price. So you have inside always for all the apartments, in addition to the rent, also all the bills, so gas, electricity, internet, condo expenses. You have inside already also the agency fee, the VAT, in Italy is 22%. A cleaning service, personal assistance during all your stay, and all the other taxes. So you are, stress-free when you want to book because you know already exactly how much you are paying, and it's the same for all the apartments. In addition, all the apartments are fully furnished but also fully equipped, so they are ready to move in. You have inside already, I don't know, kitchenware, bed sheets, vacuum cleaner, ironing tools, anything you may need during your stay. So when you arrive, you can be, focused on your studies and you don't need, to go to buy something is missing. Furthermore, as most of the students, when they want to rent an apartment, to book, to have some information, they can't come to Milan to see the apartment personally. I insert for each apartment very detailed pictures, very realistic, a video tour, and also the exact address, so you can easily see on Google Street, for example, and also the video reviews of the previous renters. So you have, the guarantee a student like you lived in this apartment and he's satisfied. He can, he talks about also the services we provided, everything to make for you a stress-free booking. Something I would like to highlight is that rentalmilan.com is not, a platform, a portal where, Kate, can I make some names of portals?
Sure, no problem, no
Okay.
problem.
Because I know these are should be platforms quite used by international students who are also searching for medium term rentals, can be for a few months or only 1 year, like Housing Anywhere, Spot a Home, Uniplaces, or in Italy we have Immobiliare.it, Idealista.it. So these are portals, platforms where anybody, can be agencies, privates, can publish their listings. Every listings has, different features, can be furnished, not furnished, can be with some expenses included, with, nothing included, only the rent. So can be, quite complicated to understand all this information, the contract typology, what is really included in the price, how the apartment is, and sometimes they can't neither insert the exact address. So you know maybe the name of the street, but you don't know the number, so you don't know which is the building. And I can tell you that it's really important to know it, because also in some areas in Milan, you can just change the street of, I don't know, 200, 300 meters, and the neighborhood changes a lot. The apartments on Rental Milan are all selected personally by me. I know personally each of the landlords. I went to see, and usually also took the pictures of each of the apartments. So I can give the guarantee they are, in safe areas, in well-attended buildings with everything you need, walking distance, very well connected by public transport. I believe can be interesting to know also when it's a good time to start to search for the apartment, considering you are arriving, I don't know, end of August or beginning September. Now is the right moment, because if you wait, also mid-June, end of June, most of the apartments with the best prices, with the best location, and also with the best price quality ratio are already gone. So now is a good moment to start to search for. On my website, I publish also some blog posts with useful information for international students, like, I don't know, good tips or some interesting tricks about the maintenance of the apartments. And as you know, we are focused on young people, maybe first time in Milan, and probably they can speak Italian. We know that our personal assistance during all their stay is vital. I mean, it's really important, and also for their family is a very big plus, to know that there is somebody, and it's always me and my collaborator who are taking care of their, I don't want to say kids, but sons and daughters.
Okay, thank you, Ottavia. I don't know if
Thank you
you
too.
have already mentioned, is it possible for more than one people to book your apartment, or it's just for one person?
Yes, there are different typologies of apartments, like, the size and number of bedrooms. We have starting from a studio, so only a room with the bedroom together with the living and kitchen area. Only the bathroom is separated. Or one bedroom apartment. We call in Italy this kind of apartment bilocale. So it's an apartment with one bedroom, but it's separated from the living area. I have also two bedrooms, 3 bedrooms and a couple of 4 bedrooms apartment. In all these cases, I don't rent out the rooms, but the entire apartment. So if you are already 2, 3 friends, yes, I can rent out for you the apartment, but not that you take only one room. And I need to take, the other students living with you. I don't match renters, they don't know each other. And also the contract, there will be a contract registered by the tax authority in Milan. You can also register your residency in the apartments if you need. These are usually some questions international students are making to me. And also will be required the Italian tax code, but only, you need it after 30 days from the check-in, because this is the full due date for the registration of the contract. So to book the apartment, you don't need any document. Once you but it's important you start to collect and to apply for the visa, for the Italian tax code, because when you arrive in Milan, you need to have all these kind of documents. I can explain, I have also some posts explaining everything, the procedure you can make. And so to book the apartment, you need, just to fill a form with your details. No problem if you don't have the Italian tax code or the visa or the exact dates of your stay. We can, consider just, the full, the number of months. Once you buy your flight ticket, we can decide, we can fix, the exact dates. And it will be required a payment to book the apartment. And yes, you will have in 2, 3 days the contract with the landlord and the booking confirmation from Rental Milan. Some of the students are requesting the contract quite soon after booking because it's really helpful to more easily get the visa.
Yes, most of the time you need exactly, or most of the time I see also like just the booking, housing booking, but in some cases maybe the contract. I hope not,
Yeah,
but
it's also already
mm,
signed by the
mm,
landlord sometimes.
mm, mm, mm. Okay, I see a question in the chat from Ashwati. She said, some apartments says bills included up to 50 euros. Does this mean if we exceed the limit, it will get deduct from the deposit or we need to pay to the landlord per month depending on when it goes up?
Yes, thank you for the question. Yes, as you know, when we say all-inclusive price, it happened in the past, I mean, until 3 years ago when I didn't set any limit, that there were some really exaggerate, really high, really expensive bills for the electricity or the gas, because in Italy they are quite expensive. Because maybe some students accidentally let the air conditioning on also 2 weeks where they went on holiday, or for them also, for example, for some American students, as in their country electricity bill are, I don't know, something like 10 or 20 euros a month. They don't realize that it's so expensive in Italy, so the landlords needed to pay really high bills. So we set some limits, but usually they are really fair limits, and they are based on the previous bills. The landlord needs to check the bills. They are usually issued every 2 months. If they exceed the limit, we inform immediately the renter, and he needs to pay the difference to the lender. We don't deduct the amount from the security deposit. Because the security deposit is only 1 month rent, and can be sometimes maybe not enough to cover some other expense we need to, for example, for damages, we need to cover. However, included in the price, you will have also a monthly cleaning. So thanks to the monthly cleaning, also we can make, a sort of check of the apartment. So if you accidentally break something, I mean, it's not something that we know at the end of the lease, at the checkout, and you have, the surprise of the cost you need to cover. It's, something that you can know immediately, when it happens, and or you should report, this is the best, and pay it during the rent.
Okay, thank you, Tavia. But do you think that so you say that 50 per month is fair, like even in winter?
Electricity?
Yes.
Yes, yes, because it's 1 month, so an electricity bill of 100 euros usually is totally enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
just with the normal use, of the, I mean, you don't need to be afraid of using the
Mm-hmm.
washing machine or to turn on the lights, it's just if you go out, you turn off the light, as it's in your home, when you go out, turn off the air conditioning, when you go out, turn off the lights, you make the washing machine, I don't know, once a week or, something like this, it can be twice a week, and you are sure not to exceed. However, once, after the 2 months, you get the bill and you see the price, you already know how much it is, so you can understand if you are acting in the right way, if you maybe you need to take care of something else.
Okay. Thank you, Tavia. How many months in advance will we have to pay to book the apartment?
To book the apartment, it's not the same amount for all the apartment, but you can easily see, for example, I make an example of a price of the apartment you see in the listing to make some easy calculation. However, if you like one of the apartments on my website, you need to contact me because it's not possible to book it directly with making the payment or the booking, but you need to contact me because I can be sure to give you all the information. I can be sure you saw all the details about the apartment. Before it was possible to book directly the apartment and make the payment, but I believe it's better that you first contact me and I explain you everything in detail. If, for example, you see an apartment where the price is 1,300 euros, inside this price there is also the agency fee. The agency fee is including the check-in and check-out service, the monthly cleaning, making the contract, and the 22% of VAT, in addition to a fee, for the services in general and also the maintenance management. When you want to book the apartment, you need to pay in advance. Let's say you want to book it for 3 months. The amount due to rent a Milan. Let's say, for example, 300 euros. So from this price, you see 1,300. To book the apartment for 3 months, you need to pay 300 euros for 3 months. So 900 euros. And you make this payment to Rental Milan or via bank transfer or through PayPal. Once I receive this payment or the deposit slip, the apartment is booked for you. I'll send you the contract and the booking confirmation. There will be a form you need to fill with your details. The balance, it means 1,000 euros because you have already paid 300 in advance from this 1,300, is the rent. And this is due monthly to the landlord usually within the 20 of the previous month. For example, if you want to book the apartment September, October, and November, this apartment costs 1,300 euros. You make a payment to Rental Milan of 900 euros. So you book the apartment and you will have the invoice from me. And you will have a lease contract from the landlord saying that the rent is 3,000 euros and you can pay it monthly in 3 month installments of 1,000 euros each. The first one will be by 20 August and it will be the rent for September. Second rent will be for October due by September 20 and the last rent for November will be due by October 20. The security deposit is always written in the listing at the end of the description, and usually it's the same of 1 month rent, and it's due to the landlord when you make the first rent payment. So in this case, by 20 August, you need to pay 1,000 euros as first rent plus 1,000 euros as a security deposit. However, don't worry because on my website there is, a page where it's written everything in details, and you can always contact me. So you have an email with everything written, all the amounts, for due dates, and any calculations you need to clarify.
Yeah,
You can just
exactly.
write me.
And exactly, if you want also to raise your hand and make the question directly to Octavia, we can do it. Otherwise, you have all her contacts on the website. Ashwati asks, what is the cancellation policy?
Mhm. Also, this is on the website. During the rent, you have 3 months of prior notice. In case of an earlier termination of the contract, it means if in September you say you want to terminate earlier the contract, you need to pay for the next 3 months rent. So for October, November, and December. After the landlord receive these three payments, you will have back the security deposit. About the payment you make to Rental Milan as booking confirmation, as Rental Milan, it's me, is not, a big company with a lot of people. Every time you call Rental Milan, you will talk to me. I'm, as it's so many years, I'm renting out apartments to students. I make, a flexible cancellation policy, even if it's not written on my website, because if now, for example, you book an apartment from September, because usually the payment you make as booking confirmation is not refundable. But I don't know if in mid-June you tell me, Ottavia, I'm sorry, but I had, I will have something, a big reason. There should be about health or any other issue you may have, family, whatever. As I'm still on time to find another renter, if it's, something like mid-June, and as I manage to find another renter, I can refund you without any issue all the amount you paid as booking confirmation.
That would be great, I think. A,
Mhm.
a great deal.
It happens
Mm, mm,
quite
mm, mm.
sometimes it happens, yes. It's very, very few time, if I need to be honest, because usually students and their family, when they book an apartment, they're always coming. It's
Mhm.
very hard, they need to cancel, but also during their stay. Maybe somebody can be that they manage to finish earlier their studies, or they change the exam sessions, so they need to leave 1 month before, but this is already during the stay, so there is this, and if it depends, for the months. If I manage to rent it out, I can also not require the 3 months for the landlord.
Okay. Okay, okay. I see two questions I put together because I see Federico. I guess he's Italian. He's asking if he can book your apartment too, or it's just for international students. I guess that, of course, they are.
No, yes, it's a good question because some other students is asking me about because also the website is only in English and it's everywhere with international students, so it's a good question. But yes, also Italian students are welcome, and I have 5 apartments rented by Italian students at the moment.
Mhm.
I mean, they
Okay,
have.
because. Mm-mm. Because another question is if it's possible to visit the apartment before signing the contract. I don't know if Francini was imagining to come first in Italy and
Sì,
then
sì.
to see, okay, in case it's
Yes, so
possible.
this is a good question because in the portals I was talking about before, they don't allow to visit, it's not possible to visit apartments before booking. But while in my in Rental Milan, even I'm much more happy if you can come to see the apartment because we are 100% sure, we are totally sure that you like it and you can book it without any problem, you know. Yes, you are welcome to visit the apartment before, but of course it's better you select the apartments you prefer from the website because there are a lot of pictures, the videos, and you know, not to waste your time when you are here to go to see many apartments you really don't like.
Okay, thank you, Octavia. I see a question that maybe it's more for me. Okay, from Young. Okay. To obtain the visa, how long should I sign for the lease? Actually, I don't have an answer for this because depends a lot on the consulate, but I know that most of time the just a booking of 1 month is enough. But the thing is, okay, you say also, if I'm not satisfied with my apartment, is it possible to move after? Maybe I could sign for 3 months and then move to another place. Okay, yes, of course, this is possible, but you have to consider that since you have a service for the booking for the apartment, it means that every time you book an apartment, you have to pay for that service. Okay, so maybe it's not really convenient for you to I don't know. There are students that are coming here, they maybe book an Airbnb for 1 month, and then since they are already here, they can look directly the houses. But it's like this is a possibility, but means that you can rent an apartment last moment. That is risky because the more you wait, the less houses you will find. So,
Mhm.
for example, in this specific situation with Ottavia, has a really reliable website because you can check, you have videos, and then I guess that Ottavia is also available for a video call. I don't know, like I don't want to give
Yeah,
you too much
sure.
work, but like the difference between Ottavia and other services is this because of course you have a price for the service, but the service is good. So it's up to you. You can do it. You are free to come book an apartment for 3 months and then go away. But this means that you probably are going to lose the money you paid for the service. I
Mm.
don't know, Tavia, what do you think?
Actually, yes. Never happened since 2007. A student arrives in the apartment and he asked me to change it because if you book one of my apartments, it means you saw. perfectly from the website, everything, the virtual tour, the video tour, all the pictures, the exact address, Google Street View. And you have also a guarantee from me that I'm also a mother, that I would put there also my daughter. So it's already, a selected apartment, considering also, the people living in the building, the noise, where it's facing, the services around. So never happened that a student wanted to change. It happens actually one time because she was renting the apartment. It was the first month, and she met a friend of her of I don't know if it was of uh, maybe also of the same city. She was a US student, so they wanted to live together. So they wanted to take an apartment with the two bedrooms while she was renting an apartment with one bedroom. And if you want to change the apartment, this for it was a particular reason, and it was not related because she was not satisfied about the apartment. I can keep the amount you paid as booking confirmation for the previous apartment. I can how is switch it? I can move it and use it for the other apartment you will rent. There will be, but there will be, the contract with the landlord with the 3 months prior notice. So if I don't manage to rent out the apartments you want to live, you need to pay the rent of the next 3 months. While the amount you pay to rent at Milan, it won't be required to book the other apartment. I can use the same you paid for the previous apartment. I don't know if I was clear when I.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. That's nice then. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Aditya, I see your question. I'm not sure if I get it. Like, if you say, can you tell us if we can get student accommodation? I guess you are referring to like residencies of the university, right? Because in this case, the graduate school doesn't have its own accommodation. Politecnico has, but they are reserved only for students that are studying for the bachelor degree or the master degree. So it means from 2 to 3 years. You can check their website, and I always suggest to try if you want to ask them. But we already know that most of the time they are mainly for students that have also I don't know, like a scholarship, so it's really tricky to have access to them. Let me know if I understood well your question. Francisco, what areas are good for looking for apartment if we will have classes on both campuses? So we have a campus in Navigli and one campus in Bovisa. In your opinion, Ottavia, where can be a good place? Like, for sure, Cadorna would be perfect, but
there Milan, I don't know if some of you have already been in Milan, is a small town. I mean, from one side to the other side of the city, it takes half an hour by car or by public transport. So I believe it is maybe it's better you find a home can be near to one of the two places instead of in the middle, because so you will have a period where you are very near to your university and another period that you are, however, just something like half an hour from your university. From my personal, but it's subjective, they are different areas, district, Bovisa from Navigli. You can just, take a tour with Google Map, Google Street View, or see some, some pictures or posts, article. I like more Navigli because it's, it's like a countryside because you have, small buildings, typical old style, the canals, many, typical restaurants, shop, design, fashion, and very cool bars. I mean, it's lively but also very safe, and with every, and with many international students, because there is also Bocconi, NABA, some other, university with lot of international students.
Okay,
This
you
is my
make a good
personal opinion.
point.
However, also Povisa,
So,
is
mm,
an area that is changing a lot. You go after 5, 6 months, you see always something different. Some some renovation, some new buildings, something. Some new shops. It's safe. It's also safe, but yes, it's different as buildings and shops and
mhm,
people. Yes.
yeah.
I don't know if
Okay,
Kate agrees with
I
me.
agree. Yes, I was thinking of a place in the middle, but you are right, actually. Like, it could be a good idea to have just at least one place close to one of the campus. So, like, for at least for a period, you don't have to take public transport, maybe. So, yes, and then it's up to you, of course, because as Ottavia was saying, they are completely different neighborhoods, so it's really what you prefer, and you, of course, also, as I said, is always on the budget, so depends a lot on the budget that you have. Okay, Aditya. Okay, so we don't have an agreement with them, but I know that there is this place called Aparto, and I know that they have residencies close to Navigli. And okay, sorry. Let me see if I read. Okay, you meant on. Okay, okay. I don't know if Fernanda, we answered to your question with this. I think so. So, are there any districts or area in Milan that you would not recommend renting, particularly in terms of safety?
Uh, no, Milan is a safe city. I published also some posts about it. Just as it's in every city of the world, don't take cash money in your hands walking in the street, or when you are stuck in a tram or in the metro. Don't keep your purse open, or something usual, to pay attention, for the normal actions. But I don't know, maybe can be some areas like because it's not like, also in the past 5 years, also some of the areas could considered maybe not so safe, now are becoming safe as well, because they are renovating buildings, they are renovating the street, new shops, restaurants, and every offices have been built. On my opinion, or you go, very far from the city center. I mean, I want to say something more concrete. 1 second.
Yeah, I was because
Uh,
I suggest to students to ask every time, so they have a different opinion. And I noticed this, that for people that lived almost all their life in Milan, they don't perceive this risk of some areas.
No, fact.
While if you ask to someone that arrived maybe later, a few years ago, like, it's quite
No,
different. But
exactly. Because
mm,
you can just say, and I don't want to say because also I don't know. For example, a few since 10 years ago, maybe Giambellino or Barona, Quartoggiaro, Central Station, Dergano. Could be, some areas with, high buildings with many people, also some lot of, strange, how is foreign people without, I don't know how to, homeless or whatever, these kind of people you see in the street or, but now there aren't anymore. I believe you shouldn't be worried of um, any areas in the city. But to be 100% sure, if I need to make some promotion, you should rent one of my apartments.
okay, yeah, I agree. I don't know if Francini, I saw your mic open. I don't know if you want to make any question. Maybe not. Okay, but yes, I agree with you, Ottavia, because I think things change a lot, and then
Mm,
it's like it's a joke between me and the other students, but sometimes, for example, students from South America tell me, but here for me is nothing compared to what I see in my city. Like, so
yes,
this is why I always say it's based on your personal perception of the
yes,
risk, and of course, like, I think there is one thing called the Paris effect, because everybody thinks about Paris like a city that is really beautiful, romantic, perfect, and then the tourists get impressed because I don't know, there is a little criminality also there. So
yes,
this is the thing, like, don't romanticize the Europe. First of all,
yes,
you have to take care. Don't go around, as I said, as Tavia said, with your money or like showing all your things. But like, I think it's enough to be
yes.
smart, and there's nothing like to take care of more than that, I would say.
Yes, and it happened. Some students sometimes ask me, I see there are some graffiti on the walls on this building or here or there or near the bridge, and they are afraid when they see some graffiti. But in Milano is full of graffiti, and even in the center near the Duomo, and unfortunately it's a plug. It's really bad because they are usually very ugly, but it's not a symbol of an era that is not safe.
Mm-mm. Yes. Okay, I think we answered all the question. I don't know if there are some more. Okay, they are saying thank you for your answers. Okay, I think that we are pretty much answered to many doubts. So, guys, if you want, you already have like the website of Tavia. You can check directly there her contacts. And if you have any question, maybe there is also an email, I guess, a chat.
Yes, and just if you go on rentalmilan.com, you can just insert the dates of your stay so you can easily see all the apartments available. You can see them as list from the less expensive and also on the map of Milan. And you can also select some filters like the apartment typology, can be, one bedroom, two bedrooms, and also the district. So you have, already your selected results.
Okay, I just add your contacts in the chat because I see that you have the specific part on the website, Aditya. If you want to make the question. She wrote one last question, so I think she's writing. If you want to open your mic, feel free. Eh? Okay. If we have 7 students and if we want a whole apartment, can we get anything of that sort, but we want to have single rooms? Is it possible near Navigli? Do you mean still with the Ottavia option or in general? Okay. I don't know, 7 students, each with single room is difficult, I think. Like, I think only in residences it's possible to find such thing. But
Okay.
even the residences, I saw that if there are apartments, they are with maximum 4 bedrooms. But I suggest you like to check directly with them. Try to, if you check also the guide that I sent to you, you see, like I mentioned, many of this type of accommodation. You can ask directly to them. But I tell you that I think it's difficult to find apartments with 7 single rooms. It's very difficult, I guess.
If you rent, yes, with me, you need to take 3 apartments. I have apartments also in the same building or in the same neighborhood. So in case you can, but for 7 students, 3 apartments are needed.
Mhm. Okay. Yes, I think they will check. Okay, I think it's all here. Thank you so much, Ottava, for your time and your suggestions. Very always
Thank you, Kate,
useful.
and thanks everybody for your attention, your time, and for listening to my Italian English. For my English
No
with a
problem.
strong Italian accent, I hope you understood
Yeah, I think it's
what I
quite
was.
common. So me too. Okay, thank you so much, Ottavia. See you soon. And yes, for anything else, remember that you can write also to my email, so ISO at
Okay.
gsom.com. Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Kate.
much.
Enjoy your stay in Milan, guys. Bye bye.
Yes.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye
Ciao,
bye.
Kate.
Ciao,
Grazie.
ciao.